You're drinking Kool-Aid to start your day?
I don't know if you're quite teed up for it. I don't know if you've been... we went through Down syndrome. I'm trying to think if I have even test you with something else. Oh, how about this? My friend said, she goes, Jordan, you should date a black guy. And I was like, did you just call me fat? Is that what you just did right there?
By the way, here's what I should tell you. There's 2 types of Jews. I'm only talking about one type. There's Ashkenazi and Sephardi. So when the Greeks drove us out, or the Romans, or one of the fucking 1,000 times we got driven out, we got pushed in different directions. And some of us went north to like Poland and Romania and Hungary and places like that. And some of us went east to like Syria and Iran, Iraq, places like that. Those are called Sephardic Jews, or as my grandmother called them, animals. She's like, they don't cut their challah, they tear it. Don't have them in our house. And those people are tougher. They're tougher Jews because they got some Arab in them and they're just like tougher. They never had the Holocaust too, so there's no victim mentality there. The Holocaust never got to Syria, so they're all like, what? Why are you a victim? Just fight back. And we're like, you just wouldn't understand. But I'm talking about Ashkenazi Jews, Woody Allen Jews. That's the type I'm talking about.
I like my family. They are pretty funny. My mom's mom is funny too. My grandma on the other side. She's great. She's very accepting, but very ignorant at the same time, which is a really funny combo. Like over the holidays a couple years ago, we were watching this old Greek movie, and one of the characters, it's revealed, thinks Jews drink blood, you know? And it's like an old movie. He's the village idiot. It's obviously a joke. Everyone's making fun of him. Everybody's laughing. I look at my family. They're laughing. I look at my grandma. She's like confused. I'm like, oh, Grandma, is this hilarious? This guy thinks Jews drink blood. And she's like, well, yeah, but they do, right? But the way she said it was, and you shouldn't judge other people's cultures, Stavros. Like, what? You think Jews are vampires, but we should let it slide for diversity reasons? Incredible perspective, yeah.
I'm a brown. I'm 2 types. My dad is Indian and my mom is Iranian, so technically I'm Pakistani. I'm Punjabi and a comedian, so puns are literally my jobby. My full name is Omid Nayab Singh. Omid means hope because my parents were hoping I would be an engineer. Nayab means rare, and it's rare to find an Indian Iranian who's not an engineer. Singh means lion, and they're still lying and telling their friends I'm an engineer. I'm not a scary brown, just a hairy one. I shaved this morning. I really don't know what to do. Covered in fur, except for right here. God was very cruel when he came to picking where my hair goes. He was up there, he was like, you know what? His ass, super important.
I'll tell you what I like about Chinese people. They're hanging in there with the chopsticks, aren't they? You know they've seen the fork. They're staying with the sticks. I'm impressed by that. I don't know how they missed it. Chinese farmer gets up, works in the field with a shovel all day. Shovel, spoon, come on. There it is. You're not plowing 40 acres with a couple of pool cues.
Crate and barrel, right? I'm just wandering around. I look over my left shoulder. I see this Middle Eastern dude standing on this carpet. Now, I don't say anything, okay? I'm not gonna say a single fucking thing. I just looked over and I went, that's the best I could do. That's knee jerk, that's a reflex. I see a Middle Eastern dude on a carpet, I'm gonna chuckle, dude, I'm sorry. I gave it a and I shut it down real quick, okay? Because that guy is there just so he could furnish his apartment. It doesn't matter that I think he's about to take off on that fucking thing, okay? I was 100% certain. At one point in time, he bends over to check the price and curls the front of the carpet. I was like, oh, he is out of here! What the hell is the security guard gonna do? He don't got a chance, bro. He went under the hood. It's about to be Fast and the Furious Arabian Nights in this bitch. He is gone. But I didn't say anything. I kept it in here, okay? Because it's not life or death. Okay, if it's not a life or death situation, you keep that shit in here. Now, don't get me wrong. If we're on the edge of a cliff and it's me, a carpet, and a Middle Eastern dude, and a pack of hyenas is closing in on us, there might be some words exchanged. Okay? I'm not gonna be too direct about it. I'll probably be like, what do you think we should do to get out of this predicament? Middle Eastern guy next to the carpet. He's looking at me like, the fuck you want me to do? It's a whole pack of hyenas. I'm like, motherfucker, there's a whole new world. If we just get on this goddamn carpet and go to safety. Show me the world, okay? You seen the movie too. It's a two-seater. We can fit on this bitch. Show me the goddamn world.
Yeah. Yeah. Jews do love loopholes. That's what makes us such great tax attorneys. We find loopholes and we exploit them. We really do. You know how the women wear the wigs? Loophole. You ever see the women wear the wigs? The Orthodox women? It's because okay, you can't covet your neighbor's wife. And they say one of the things you covet is their hair. Hair is an attractive quality in a woman. So you have to cover your hair if you're a married woman. So these Jewish women, who are just as smart as Jewish men, they went looking for loopholes. So they went to their rabbis. They're like, Rabbi, can we cover up our hair with a baseball cap? And he's like, yeah, whatever, do anything. And they're like, can we cover up our hair with someone else's hair? And the rabbi's like, where are you going with this? And they're like, well, we propose we cover up our hair with some hair we bought in China. So it's not us they're attracted to, it's Sung Lee from Shanghai. And the rabbis were like, well played. You can't use electricity on the Sabbath. That's one you're not allowed to do. If the light's on, it's on. If it's off, it's off. From Friday night sundown to Saturday sundown. All Shabbos long. You can't use electricity. However, you can get a goy to use it for you. You can't ask outright, because that's cheating. But you can hint strongly at it. So maybe you have an Orthodox Jewish family in your building or your neighborhood, and maybe they talk to you for the first time ever. And they're like, this is odd. You're like, hey, neighbor, how you doing? I've lived next door for the last 25 years. I haven't said hi to you ever. Well, it turns out it's very hot out, and we left our air conditioning off. And you'd be like, okay, you should turn it on. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I cannot turn it on because my God forbids it. However, if a goy were to do it for me, why then I could be a nice, cool breeziness. That happens on the Shabbos. What you should do is you should go over there and turn it on for them. Be nice about it. And then you'll be known as a Shabbos goy. And that is the highest level of goy.
She's great. But I will say, the more time I spend around Greek people, the more time I think it's crazy the kinds of immigrants we're banning in this country, you know? Like, it should be us, right? Like, we got enough Europeans, right? Like, a racist might be like, oh, well, we can't have refugees from the Middle East. What if they commit sex crimes? It's like, okay, well, have you ever met an Italian man? Have you ever tried to purchase pizza in this country one time? Hey, Bella, how old you are? That guy's getting waved through customs. Why? Oh, fuck. You know how Inuit people have like 30 words for snow in their language? Italian is similar in that they don't have a single word for consent in theirs. No, I shouldn't shit on Italians. I'm Greek. We're basically Italians that peaked in high school, right? We've been coasting on democracy for quite some time now.
I don't judge homeless people, man. Hobo, man. I'm trying to not be homeless, you know? I talked to the street dudes in my neighborhood. This the street dude asked me the other day. He stopped me. White dude. He was outside, so he's off-white. Off-white. And he goes, hey man, he was with the streets though. He goes, hey man, your drip is fresh. What he said, I said, for sure. And he said, could I chop it up with you? I said, yeah. He said, could I ask you something? I said, yeah, man, what's up? He goes, who you think has it worse right now? The outdoor whites? He said it. I was like, I like that, the outdoor whites. You guys are indoor whites. You don't know nothing about Some, the outdoor whites or the brothers. He said, who do you think has it worse right now? The outdoor whites or the brothers? Good question. Oh, that's a good one. That's a tough one. Right? Because if I kept it funky, I'm like, you have it worse. Right now. But when I think about the history and racism, then it's a whole nother thing. So now he's bringing that up. I'm like, okay. Because racism is different now than it was in the past. There's no doubt. Like, for me to say it's the same would be disrespectful to my grandparents, what they went through. You know what I mean? Like, lynching, everybody was racist. The fucking dogs were racist. It was clear. It wasn't subtle. Now it's subtle. Now being black, you gotta be like a wine sommelier. That's what it is, man. You guys don't know this, when we're about to travel to another country, we ask each other, what's the flavor profile of the racism there? My mom came out to visit me. She goes, what's the racism like in Canada? I said, it has hints of passive aggression to it. This is racism in Canada. I've been living here for 5 years. I was here, and then the Black Panther came out. We saw the movie. After the movie, the lights come on, and we're all walking out, and white people would see me. It's not bad, but this is what they would see me, and they go. Like that. That's pretty much it. I'm like, what? That was weird. Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? My dick is out. I'm taking a piss. They're like, Wakanda forever. I'm from Fresno. Why did you say that?
It's not easy. It's tough. Life is tough. 2022, it's a tough time, I think. It's a tough time. Be a good person. Be a good dad. Fuck. Hard being a good white. Just trying to be a good white, A lot of bad whites out there. I don't know if you're following the news. A lot of bad whites. Saw a bad white the other day in my neighborhood. I didn't like it. I'm a pretty chill guy. How chill? I was driving with a coffee, no top. That's how chill. Coffee, no top. Sitting at an intersection, light turns green. I go, here comes a bad white, cuts me off. I didn't like it at all. I started following him. By follow, I mean tailgate. I started tailgating him. He didn't like it. He jammed on the brakes. I jammed on the brakes. What do you think happened? Coffee spill. Nope, I'm fresh to death. I went brakes. Ah! Gravity, centrifugal force, whatever it is, I did it. Ugh! You ever do something so amazing but no one else is there and you're like, did you fucking see that? And you're like, yes, I saw it. It's me and you. And then the guy tried to lose me in my neighborhood. I'm like, you're gonna lose me in my neighborhood? I know every single street. Guy made a left on Rosewood. I laughed out loud. I'm like, you taking Rosewood? Go for it. 5 stop signs. I'm taking Palms. 2 stop signs. I get to the second one. Here he comes out of Rosewood. I punch it. He punches it. I get in front of him. What do? I slow it down. I slow it down to about 3 miles an hour. He's back there swerving back and forth, jamming on the horn. And I love confrontation. So I pulled over, and then he pulled over, and he looks over and he goes, you motherfucker, you gonna fucking tailgate me? Now, when someone's this angry, there's only one way to make them even more angry. And that's to say something that doesn't make sense. And that's exactly what I did. I just looked over and I go, you gotta chill it down, bro. You gotta chill it down. Not chill out, not calm down, chill it down. Do you know anyone saying chill it down? You don't. It's not a saying. It's the whitest thing you can say. I said it, I hated it, saw how much he hated it, then I fell in love with it, and I just kept saying it. You gotta chill it down, man, you're driving erratic. Now, the whole time in his passenger seat is his son, about 12 years old, earbuds in, completely dead inside, just dead inside. Dad's yelling at me, dead inside kid, I'm chilling it down. All of a sudden, I see a light bulb go off in the father's head, and he looks over and he goes, you and your faggot coffee! And I was like, first of all, it's an oat milk latte. Second of all, I was impressed that this bad white thought he was being PC by not calling me the F word, but that he thought that coffee was in play. And I wasn't about to lose to faggot coffee at 9:15 on a Thursday morning from a bad white. And I just looked over and I go, your son doesn't love you. And then I drove away. And it felt amazing. Because it was real.
I'll tell you something. If you don't like chicken or watermelon, something is wrong with you, motherfucker. There's something wrong with you. Where are all these people that don't like chicken and watermelon? I'm sick of hearing about how bad it is. It's great. I'm waiting for chicken to approach me to do a commercial, nigga. I'll do it for free, chicken. It's the least I can do. They make fun of Latin people for eating, what y'all eat? Beans, rice, corn. Listen, that's not a reason to hate a motherfucker, all right? It's funny, but it's not a reason to hate. The only reason these things are even an issue is because nobody knows what white people eat. You've been very good at keeping that shit a secret amongst yourselves. I study white people. You don't know that. I'm writing a paper on you. Not even for school, nigga, just to do it, just to get, I'm just doing this independent research. I'm spending my money, that's why I'm working so hard. I follow you around grocery stores. They freak out. I just try to peek in the cart. They always say, get away from my cart, nigga. What are you looking at? Chicken and giblets are over there. You must be lost. These are vegetables. I know what you drink. See how quiet I got? Grape juice. Surprise, motherfuckers. You didn't know I knew about grape juice, did you? Oh. Don't play dumb with me. Look at what is it? A lot of black people don't have the privilege of knowing about grape juice because they have grape drink. It's not the same formula that you get. Ain't no vitamins in that shit. You might have one of your black friends over. Todd, would you care for a glass of grape juice? What? Nigga, what the fuck is juice? I want some grape drink, baby. It's purple. I don't think I know what a grape drink is. What? I have some apple juice if you want. What the fuck is juice? I want some apple drink.
You know, it's 2022, and I think people need to be hyper aware of what's appropriate to say, not to say, how to act, what to act, and I want to let you know I use the F word in that joke because it gave context to the severity of the situation. I don't condone the use of the F word or the R word or the N word, unless you're a black guy and you're talking to me, and then have at it. Because there's no better feeling in the world than when a black friend calls you the N word. And I can tell by looking at this audience, most of you have never had that happen to you. I saw my dad once from the time I was 10 till he died. And if I could see him again, or be called the N-word from a black guy, I'd take N-word every time. Every time. I was on a hike with my buddy and he said it, it just slipped out and I was like, You ever see two black guys around a bunch of white people and they see each other and they just go, I've always wanted that. And finally, about 3 months ago, I went to go see New Edition at the Crypto.com sellout arena. New Edition, one of the greatest bands ever created. If you don't know them, they rhymed the word operator and baby in the song Mr. Telephone Man. That's genius. I got the operator. She said, please hang up and place your call again, baby. What? New Edition. I'm there, 12,000 black people, 2 other white dudes. And in the middle of Bobby Brown singing My Prerogative with the rest of the crew, I looked across the crowd and saw a white guy, and we locked eyes, and he just goes, and I go, and just went back to dancing. And I realized, I'm home, baby. I'm home.
Anybody familiar with the Mandela effect? Anybody know what the Mandela effect is? For anybody who doesn't know, the Mandela effect is what you call it when white people are wrong. Because instead of going, oops, I made a mistake, they instead say, well, actually, I'm a Voyager from another dimension. And in my world, we call it Berenstein Bears, not Berenstain Bears. And I think that takes a lot of audacity to say that out loud to another person. Because that means a couple different things. That means, first off, you think you're the only person in human history to have ever seen another universe. And then second, you think you're the only person in human history to have ever traveled to another universe. And you did all that because the bears in your world are a little too Jewish. Who asked you to do that? Like, nah, nigga, I saw 4 bears reading the Torah, I had to get out. I don't feel comfortable. These bears are kosher? Well, no, thank you, sir. If I go to one more fucking bear mitzvah, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind, right?
Yeah, I was raised Orthodox Jewish. I don't know if you know what that is. That's a Frisbee Jew, you know, that kind. Second highest level of Jew. One step down from Hasidic Jew, or as I call them, Mortal Kombat Jews. Yeah, whenever you see one, just go, finish him. And they'll have no idea what you're talking about. It's great. The ones with the, you know, the sideburns, the curly fries, as my black friend calls them. Yeah, my friend Miss Pat, she came to visit me in New York. She'd never seen one. There's very few Hasidic Jews in the black ghetto of Atlanta. She saw her first when we were talking, she just goes like... She was like, Ori. She didn't say my name, but she's like, Ori, is that an Amish? And I'm like, no, I mean, yeah, more or less, yeah. It's pretty much the same shit. She goes, why that man has curly fries? I'm like, those are not curly fries. She goes, what they do? And I'm like, first of all, the grammar on you people is on another planet. And by you people, I don't mean black people, I mean non-Jews. Yeah, Jews are racist, but we don't see skin color. We see IQ and income level. That's all it boils down to. Yeah, goys, that's all you guys are. You ever hear that word? Goy. It's Yiddish for non-Jew. Yiddish is like Jewish Ebonics. Goy means non-Jew. And just so you know, when you hear it, you think it's fun and friendly when they're saying it to you. It's not. They're shitting on you to your face. Goy is a derogatory word. Probably my favorite derogatory word. Yeah, because most derogatory words, they single out one race or culture and make them feel bad. Not goy. Goy is the most inclusive of all the derogatory words. Do you know how pompous that is to have as your term for the other? That means to them it's 0.1% of the world. And then, ugh. Various shades of goy.
But if you did not laugh at that joke, I could tell you something about yourself. You're white. Guarantee you. Because black people love that joke. And black people love racial jokes in general. They're not afraid of them like white people. White people are scared to tell racial jokes. Black people aren't. You've never seen a black guy at his job like, hey guys, I've got a cracker joke to tell you guys right now. No! A black guy will wait until he is surrounded by the maximum number of crackers before he tells the joke. He'll call more over. Richard, get over here. You're gonna love this shit. Like, not white people. We hold it in. We hold it in because we know we can get in trouble. So we walk around all day with this voice in our heart like, don't say shit, don't say shit, don't say shit, don't say shit. Because we know we can get busted, we can get fired. You see it all the time. People have to apologize for what they say about racial issues. There's always some celebrity who's got to call a press conference and be like, I'm sorry to the African American community. I meant nothing when I ordered the salmon blackened. You get scared and you hold it in. White people hold it in and it affects other parts of life. Even something basic as laughter. Because white people never want to be caught laughing at the wrong joke. So we laugh like we have ADD. It's just, and we stop? You ever seen a black guy laugh like that? Fuck no. I love making black guys laugh. You make a black guy laugh, he puts everything he has into it. Body, soul. Black people burn calories when they laugh. It is awesome. You make a black dude laugh, it's like, oh, shit! That is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life! Try it, white people. You'll like it. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna fuck it up the first time you do it. First time you'll be like, golly gee willikers. That was a humorous anecdote.
I say faggot and I say retarded. I do not say the N-word in my stand-up. I do not, and I want to, but I don't. Every minute I'm up here, I'm fighting the urge. Like, don't do it, Dave. Don't do it. And I don't say the N-word for one simple reason, because those were the rules in the 90s. And I'm a product of my time. I have to follow 90s code. I was a kid in the 1990s. I wasn't a kid in the 1920s. Back then, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted to say. And people would be like, you can say anything? Like, what did the women think? And you're like, they're not allowed out of the house. You know? It was a better time, but it wasn't my time. The rules in the 1990s were there's one word. There's one word you're not allowed to say, and that's the N-word. And it was a little ridiculous. It didn't completely make sense to treat one word like it's Voldemort, you know? But you can't say the word, but you can say the letter N and then the word, and then everybody thinks the word in their head, but somehow black people are still like, I appreciate you, dude. That was cool. All right. But it kind of made sense. It kind of made sense to make the N-word the word. Because it was like a recognition. It was like, okay, look, slavery is the original sin. Like, that's the original sin of America. And it's been going on forever. Like, black people were fucked over in this country before it was even a country. Since the 1600s, black people were slaves, and that was the word they got called while they were slaves, and so that's the one word we're not allowed to say. Fine. You know? But these faggots just got here. You get my point? Like, put in some time. Quite frankly, I think it's insulting to black people that you think you should get a word. You're a bunch of racist gays, if you ask me.
Basically, what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, the message behind my act, if you can pull one lesson from everything that I'm saying tonight, here it is. I want to be black. I do! I want to be black. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time to be white in this country, but want to be black. We found out last year that if you're white in this country, but you want to be black, they'll let you be president of the NAACP. Yeah, we found that one out. You know what I'm talking about? Some of you are like, what the hell? I'll explain. It's a doozy, all right? In the great state of Washington, there lives a woman. Her name is Rachel Dolezal, and she is president of her local chapter of the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. What a wonderful story. Oh, wait, I forgot one minor detail. She white, okay? She's white, and they announced this on the news. They're like, a white woman is running the NAACP. And I'm like, what? How did that happen? They're like, she fooled everyone. She fooled everyone. Nobody knew she was white. I'm like, how did no one know she was white? Was she just like turning down pumpkin spice lattes every minute? Just like, did she burn a pair of Uggs? Like, how the fuck did no one know she was white? And they're like, she changed her appearance. She looked black. I'm like, you can do that? The Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder surgery is real. And they said, here's what she looked like. And they showed her picture. You guys remember seeing that picture? Yeah. Was anyone fooled by that fucking picture? No one was fooled by that fucking picture. I knew that was a white woman. I could tell it was a white woman because I looked at the hair. The hair was a tail right there. That's white hair. You put a pencil on that, it's falling out. That's not black hair. That's not black hair. Stevie Wonder would have looked at her and be like, that's a white bitch. Then they made the announcement. Rachel Dolezal is going to appear on the Today Show. And I'm like, oh, I'm watching that. So I watched it. And they asked her, why did you pose as a black woman? Now, if she had said something along the lines of, well, you know what? I did what I did because I support black people, I respect black culture, and I felt that doing this gave me the best opportunity to give back to my own community. If she said something like that, I'd be like, you know what? Okay. I get it. A little weird, but okay. I understand. That's not what she said. No, that's not what she said. Why would you pose as a black woman? Oh, she did that, first of all. And if you're trying to pass as a black woman, step one, don't do that shit. Don't. A black woman has never done that in the history of man. They might have thrown in a every now and then, but never. That is pure white suburban bitch right there. That's pure. What do you mean pose as a black woman? What do you mean? I am a black woman. I am a black woman because I identify as a black woman. Yes, I might be black on the inside, but I am white on the outside. It's like a reverse Oreo cookie.
But it is a weird time. We're all trying to make it, you know? I'm Brazilian. Are there any Brazilians here tonight? Woo! Really? Get out. I like to be the only one, please. It's the only thing I have. Você mesmo brasileiro? Olha que legal! Oi, oi! Is your girl Brazilian? We could talk shit about her, dude. Yeah! I'm just kidding. I'm Brazilian, and I'm really proud of it, but nobody believes me, right? They're like, no, you're not, you Jew. Go back to the Bloomingdale's where you came from. I'm like, why? Is there a sale? I love sales. But I know I'm Brazilian because I have a weakness for dudes with long hair. I saw you. I was like, I'm going to braid his hair. I have this fantasy that I have my arms wrapped around you and we're frolicking through a beach. And I'm spitting your hair out of my mouth. Like we're not even on the horse yet. Like, I yank your hair to stop. You're like, ow. I'm like, we made it. It's the best.
I told that story recently. I had a Karen come up to me after the show. Yeah, and she got all up in my face, and she goes, you know, that story you told about the Uber driver was racist. And I said, what part about that was racist? She goes, how do you know he was Mexican? And I said, oh, I'll tell you how I know he was Mexican, Karen. He had a portrait of the Last Supper airbrushed on his tailgate. That's how the fuck I know he was Mexican, Karen. You're coming at the wrong one, Karen. I happen to be a fan of airbrushed tailgates, and only Mexicans are keeping them alive. And I would simply like to say gracias. Okay? I live right here, too. I've seen some beautiful Jesus pieces in traffic all around Southern California. So maybe you're the racist, Karen. Clearly, you've never been to San Bernardino.
So I'm talking to the outdoor wife. All that runs into my mind, right? And I say, who has it worse, me or you? I said, me still. I was capping. I just want to throw him a curveball, you know. And he goes, how, man? I'm outside. I said, how long you been outside? He said, 5 years. I said, my people were outside 500 years. Not me. They were outside. But it didn't land, you know, so I said, also, my people didn't get reparations. He goes, huh? We had a good combo. I'll give you that, you know. And I said, yeah, we didn't get reparations, man. My country always acts like they don't got the money for it when it comes to reparations for us, you know. And he said, then he says this, he goes, you know what we should do? I said, we? Okay, I'm listening, you know. He said, we should ask them for some of that Ukrainian money. This nigga spitting. Spitting, man.
So let me tell you, I started posting on Facebook and Twitter that we were gonna go out there to do these shows. And then people started sending me messages, questioning what I was gonna do. First of all, are they gonna understand you in India? Will they understand English okay? Will they be able to follow along with your stories? Once we got there, I come to find out that more people speak English in India than in all of the US and Canada put together. Might as well throw Mexico in there for extra credit. Because there's that many people, and yes, they have the internet. They got the internet, they got Bollywood, they got Hollywood. They understand American culture so much more than we understand theirs. Second thing, people tried to warn me about going over there. Gabriel, be careful. India is a third world country. Don't drink the water in India. It contains parasites that'll make you really sick. Don't eat the food from the street people, especially the street meat. It contains a parasite that'll make you really sick. And most importantly, there's a lot of crime over there. Don't stay out late. When the sun goes down, you go down. I'm like, is it that bad? So I'm like, let me get this straight. There's a lot of crime. Don't stay out late. Don't eat any of the food from the street vendors. And don't drink the water. Why does that sound familiar? That's Mexico!
That's all I'm trying to say. Is sometimes life or death makes even the most offensive situation tolerable. Okay? Even racist situations. Like, for example, blackface is wrong. Racist, cannot do it. We agree? We agree. Okay, good. Blackface is wrong. Can't do it. Good. Cannot do it. Blackface is wrong. Well, I have to ask the blackfaces. I can't ask the fucking rest of y'all. Your opinions don't matter. It's up to them. They make the rules. Blackface is wrong. It's racist. You cannot do it. Okay? Under no circumstances, cannot do it. Then you see them Navy SEALs commercials. You're like, all right, well, kind of, sometimes you could do it. Right? The whole Navy SEALs commercial is like, look how cool blackface is on a helicopter. Look how cool blackface is on a boat. Blackface in the water, they can swim. I don't know if they say that. I don't know if they say that. I might have added that part. I might have added that part. That's on me. But I'm just saying, life or death situation, it changes the stakes. Let's say, for example, me and you, we're going on a mission to save America from high gas prices. When gas is like $1.50, America is very progressive, right? We're like, you have to respect all the cultures of the world. Gas gets at $5, we're like, yo! They might need some democracy out there in the Middle East, Biden. See this, $5? How do they make women dress like that when gas is $5, Biden? They just throwing gay people off buildings when gas is $5? Liberate those people. So let's say, for example, you and I are going on a mission, save America. The mission takes place at 1 a.m. That is an important piece of the information on the call sheet. You have your complexion. I have the complexion of an iPhone flashlight. If you don't give me blackface, we're fucking dead. I'm a disco ball in the desert. They're gonna see us from a mile away. It's headshots for the both of us. You wanna see her again? You gotta paint me the fuck up, bro. Full thing. You don't have to do the lips and the tap shoes. That's a little bit much, but you gotta paint me up. You gotta paint me the fuck up if you wanna survive. You're not gonna let me go on that mission with you without putting on blackface for your safety. Just like I'm not gonna let you smile. There's certain things, guys, there's certain things that we have to do so we get home. Those beautiful white teeth, lighten up the night, I can't take that risk. I can see white people in the crowd looking for black people to see if it's okay to laugh at this joke. And the fact that you're having trouble finding them is exactly the point that I'm trying to make, okay? It's about privilege, all right? I understand I have white privilege, okay? But you have night privilege, and we need to bring those together. Don't get me wrong, we get pulled over on the ride home, that's where I take care of business.
What I feel real bad for is Indians. Everybody feels bad for Indians. They get dogged openly because everybody thinks they're dead. These motherfuckers are not all dead, all right? I've seen, with my own eyes, I've seen a gathering of 1,500 Native Americans. They were all gathered in one place. The place is called Walmart in New Mexico. There's Indians everywhere. I'd never seen Indians before. I wasn't even sure if they were Indians. It's fucked up, but I asked one of them. It's not nice, but I seen him in the sports section looking at bows and arrows. I had to say something, excuse me. I don't mean to be rude. Are you an Indian? And he was cool. Yes. Yes, I'm Indian. Still didn't believe him. I had to test him to be sure. This is fucked up. But I had a gum wrapper in my pocket, so I balled that shit up and I threw it on the floor. And a single tear came out his eye. I said, oh shit. I had so many questions. So what tribe are you from? I am a Navajo. I said, word. I studied you in social studies. You're a hunter-gatherer, correct? He said, I guess so. That's what you wish to call it. I said, why? What do you call it? He said, I am an alcoholic. I said, well, what's your name, dog? He said, please. Dog is my cousin. That was a good guess. My name is Running Coyote. What is your name, friend? And that shit caught me off guard. I mean, I didn't want to say my name was Dave to a motherfucker named Running Coyote. This don't feel good enough. He just put me on the spot. I said, huh? My name, what? Oh, my name's Blackfeet. Then I changed the subject. Forget about me. What's going on with you? I want to meet your chief. Why don't me, you, and your chief and your friends get together tonight? We could have a real live peace pipe smoking ritual. We need to celebrate, nigga. I thought you were dead. And he set it up. It was beautiful. It was just like I dreamed. We was all sitting around. Them Indians was beating the drum. Some other Indians came out the back with a long blanket that was folded in half and put in front of us. Open that shit up, and on the blanket was a long wooden pipe with feathers. And bags of weed were all over the blanket. And Chief walked over. The big ones are 50. The little ones are 25. And these are 10.
Here's the thing with Indian people being cheap. Our cheapness actually changed the world. You see, you may be sitting there going, well, how did your cheapness say it changed the world? Well, let me tell you how. Because our cheapness actually benefited everybody. We're so dedicated to being cheap for so long that Indian people actually created the number 0. Do you know how much dedication that took? That means back in the day, some Indian guy was looking at the numeric system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. None of those are amounts I want to pay. Then his friend came along and drew a circle. What's that? Nothing. What's inside of it? Nothing. What's its value? Nothing. It's beautiful. We shall call it 0. Take it and go.
I guarantee this, you guys. There's a lot of people in India, and with a lot of people comes a lot of traffic. First things first, American traffic and Indian traffic, very different. Here, whatever happens on the freeway will stop the whole freeway. In India, there's 10 times the traffic, but it moves. See, the problem is Americans, we're fascinated by accidents. We're fascinated by the idea of seeing potential death. That's why we slow down on the freeways. We say we don't want to see it, but what happens in traffic? You know, what's going on over there? There doesn't even have to be a collision. You could be on the 101 freeway and a car has a tire blowout and it spins. doesn't hit anything. It's now facing oncoming traffic. You know what happens to the rest of the freeway? Even on the other freeway where there's no accident. And again, what's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry, hey, somebody might be dead. Sorry. In India, if there's an accident in the middle of the street, you know what they do? They drive right around it. They don't stop. And it's not that they're not sensitive to the situation. They are. It's just that there's so much chaos that happens on a regular basis. They just need to get to work. They do see what's happening. And believe me, they're heartfelt. You know, they'll drive around. I'm so sorry for you. Nothing stops the flow of traffic in India. They need to get from point A to point B. And so they go. If there's an accident, they drive around. If there's something blocking the street, they get on the sidewalk to go around. It's amazing the way they drive. And here's something else. No one uses turn signals over there. No one uses turn signals. They use a horn. Now, if you go to India tomorrow, from the time you get there to the time you leave, you're constantly going to hear a horn. It's an actual language when people are driving. I'll show you. You're driving? Car on your right. Car on your left. Light up ahead. They talk to each other while they're driving, and they barely miss each other every single time. Also, you'll be on the 101 freeway here, and there'll be 6 lanes. In India, you'll see 6 lanes, but guess what? You'll see 12 cars across. Yes, they have lines, but they're basically there to let you know more or less the direction you might want to go in. They're this close to each other. And even at the light, they communicate. You see everything. Cars, trucks, vans, motorcycles, pedestrians, cows, children, all waiting for the light. And they talk at the light with the horn. Very good, you can go, you can go. Welcome, you're welcome, go, go. Nothing stops the flow of traffic over there. Indian people drive. Think of ants. You know how ants travel in a straight line? And if there's something in the way like a rock, ants will split up, go around the rock and reunite, or climb over the rock. Worst case scenario, they dig a hole and go under the rock. That's the mentality of driving in India. A man can get shot in the middle of the street. People just look at each other. Somebody pick him up. And they'll drag his ass onto the sidewalk. And if there's an accident and they need to get around, guess what's gonna happen to that guy on the sidewalk?
Look at all these Indian faces. Jesus Christ. Look at you brown bastards. God damn. Indians just look upset that they had to spend money to be here tonight, don't you? That's the look on their face. Just... This is bullshit. I don't know why I'm spending money to see someone that looks just like me. I can stay home and look in the mirror for free. We are an endless supply of cheap jokes. And you know what the best thing about it is? Indian people, we're proud of our cheapness. You're never going to insult us by calling us cheap. That's the best part, you know. You walk up to an Indian, you guys are cheap. Thank you for noticing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That guy just called you cheap. No. He pronounced it cheap, but what he was saying was smart. Very smart, he was saying. We're cheap. You know, here's the thing, too. It's not like I'm up here going, you Indian people are cheap, and I'm the one that's not. No. No. I'm just as fucking cheap as you. The difference is now I have money. I'm just cheap in better stores. I'll be looking at like an Armani shirt. I hate when this happens. I'm looking at a shirt from like a high-end designer, and I flip the tag over and I see made in India. I'm stuck with a real dilemma. I'm like, shit. Do I buy this? Or do I call my uncle?
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. When I first saw this happen, I thought it was hysterical. I thought it was funny. But then I started thinking about it. Head movement is just a form of expression. No matter where you live in this world, people express themselves in their own unique way, whether through facial expressions, hand gestures, body movement, extra words. Everywhere you go, things are different, and that's just how they express themselves in India. Now, back to the whole Indians-Mexican thing. That is something else that we share in common with Indian people. Head movement. Now, some of you in the building tonight are like, stupid, we don't have head movement. Yes, we do. It's a little different. See, with Indian people, the head movement is side to side. Mexicans, our head movement is front to back. The difference between that is that with Mexicans, we have to be very, very upset in order for you to see the head movement. Otherwise, you can't tell. With Indians, it's all the time. Oh, today is such a nice day. It is such a beautiful day today. I'm so happy. It's very nice, very good. Oh my God, I can't believe it's so nice. It's such a pretty... Mexicans, when we're mad, that's when it comes out. For non-Latinos, hey, trust me, you cut off a Mexican in traffic, see what happens. ¡Sácate, pendejo! ¡Lárgate, cabrón! ¡Quítate, desgraciado! That's funny. I don't know why the black people are laughing. You guys take it all. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, hell no. I know he ain't talking about me. I hit a bell. I hit a bell. I made myself dizzy doing it.
I was doing this joke in Orange County, California, about a month and a half ago. And when I did it, a white lady stood up and said, "We have to get rid of all those Mexicans. They're ruining our country." And I was just amazed at her racism, you know. And it's weird coming from somebody from the South, you know. You'd expect I'd have heard outbursts like that before in my life. But in the South, you know, I mean, I was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, raised up in a little town in Arkansas called Clarksville, and moved to Texas when I was 18. I mean, I'm Southern as it gets, okay? And I've never heard racial bile spilled like this. At least in the South, we have the good graces and the decorum to whisper our racial slurs, you know?
Like, pizza's been there for me in my times of need. You know, it's been there for me when I'm sad, when I'm lonely, when I'm tired, when I'm hungry. Being a black man has caused all those things to happen. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I love being black. It's cool or whatever. But I feel like being black's like the broccoli of races. Like, maybe at the end of it it's good for you, but sometimes it's really hard to stomach. I feel like being white is like the cheesesteak of races. It's really fun, it's really good, but if you live your whole life like that, you'll never be a good athlete or a dancer.